Hello guys, and we're here today with another very interesting deck profile. This is not just interesting, actually, this is an awesome deck profile because it's Relinquished, and Relinquished is amazing. And yeah, he's one of my favorite ritual monsters, and I feel he is actually viable this format, because it doesn't matter if when it comes to Necross and Burning Abyss, if you djinn them, they cannot play. Both Necross and Burning Abyss and a lot of the other decks cannot play if they've been djinned. The only deck that can still play after that is either Monarchs or Clifford's, and this deck will just outright lose to Clifford's. It's one of the reasons I stopped playing this deck was due to Clifford's and Breakthrough Skill, because Breakthrough Skill also really hurts this deck. But besides that, and if you're curious why Clifford's do beat Relinquished, is because Relinquished is a level 1 monster, so all the Clifford monsters are unaffected by Relinquished. But I'll just go right in and go through all my monsters. So we have Exodius, who is pretty much a new part of Avarice. BLS, because BLS is amazing in this format. 2 Neko Seka, so that way we can make our plays go through. 3 Manjus, who is pretty much our only searcher of the deck for Black Illusion Ritual, aka BIR. And it's another one of our 2 searchers for Relinquished. Then we run 2 Mathematicians, so that way we can dump Djinn Releaser of Rituals. And Djinn Releaser of Rituals has 2 really awesome effects. The first one is when you ritual summon a ritual monster, you can remove it from play this card as one of the monsters required. So that is very good. It means that you just have to dump it with Mathematician and you're good to go. And while the monster ritual summon using this card is face up on the field, your opponent cannot special summon. This is a really big card this moment. In fact, it's already $11 right now, and it's only been a rare, so I'm thinking it might get reprinted, seeing how it's only been printed once as a rare, so we might see it get printed as a super or an ultra, just so that way it hikes up the price. But it is really good this format, and you can also summon it out with Tour Guide. So Tour Guide is very great when the deck if you're gonna have to choose between Mathematician or Tour Guide, you're gonna go with Tour Guide, because being able to make those rank 3s can give a lot of advantage to this deck. So Tour Guide is there to summon out our djinn. So we have 5 searches for 3 cards, so that is very, very good. 1 Gramble and 1 Crocodile, these are our other good normal summons, because after you summon out Relinquished, there really isn't a good normal summon, so Gramble is very good, specifically if you djinn them and they don't have another monster on the field. You can just, or they only have 1 monster on the field, you can just keep on returning them to the hand and just attacking with Relinquished, so that is very good. And then Crocodile is amazing if you open up with it, because then you can just Crocodile and go and get a whole bunch of good draws and get to your War Decrees and all your other cards that you can't search out. And then we're running 1 Effect Veiler because I didn't want to run Breakthrough Skill, because we run 3 War Decrees and I was already running 3 traps, so I didn't feel a 4th one would be a good idea. So instead we're running Effect Veiler, so that way we can still negate stuff. And then we're running 3 Relinquished. Relinquished is my favorite ritual monster, arguably. In fact, he is my favorite card just in general. Yet his effect is amazing. Once per turn, select 1 monster your opponent controls and equip it to this card. Only 1 monster can be equipped at a time. This card attack and defense becomes equal to the attack and defense of the equipped monster. If this card is destroyed by battle, the equipped monster is destroyed and dead. Any battle damage you receive from the battle is also inflicted to your opponent. So you summon him, your opponent instantly loses a monster on the field. And then if they have another monster, it'll probably go away, because you're always going to take the one that has more attack, so that way you have a bigger beater. So that is very, very good. Besides that, we run 1 Wojeki, 1 Mind Control, so that way if we're djinned, we can take control of the monster and the effect will go away. Because again, this guy has a really weird wording where if the monster that it was used for changes control, then the effect is reversed. So that's very good. It also allows us to make rank 4s, because it's really hard to make rank 4s in this deck, as you can kind of tell. And then we run 1 Soul Charge, so that way we can bring back our monsters. Then we run 3 Upstart Goblins just for consistency, 2 Preparations of Rites, which can search out Relinquished, and if BIR is in the grave, you can add it back to your hand, so that is this is a very good card to have. Then we run 3 BIR. It's just the ritual spell card. The one thing that I do like to do with this is I like to set it, so that way my opponent might destroy it using some card effect, and then I can just add it back to my hand with preps, so that is something really good to just set as a dud. 1 MST, 1 Master Change Second, so we could summon out Darkglow. We have plenty of targets, because discarding a djinn doesn't hurt, doing it on a Tour Guide really doesn't hurt, and if like your opponent does do something to Relinquished, they are able to get on a monster or something, you can just turn them into a Dark Law, and so now you have a Dark Law. Then we run 1 Compulse and 3 Emptiness as a way, 2 Emptiness, forgive me, to stun our opponent and stop their plays, and then 3 Royal Decrees to make sure our plays go through. And this is the deck. It is very powerful. Pretty much your main go is 2-red or searching out Relinquished. It's very great. It's very powerful this format because all decks special summon, and so if you can just djinn them, you can do it quickly. Like, I've been having my test duels, and people, like, the moment I summon 2-red, they just quit. Or if they see Manju, they just quit. Or if they see this guy, then they definitely quit. So it is very, very powerful, this format. The only deck that can just outright beat this is Clifford's, and the Monarchs, they still have a chance, but we do have something in the side for them. So that is pretty decent. Now, in for the extra deck, we run 1 Dark Law, who is a Macrocosmos for your opponent. And if your opponent were to add a card from their deck to hand, you can banish 1 random card. Then we run 1 101, 1 Down and Magician, 1 Castel, 1 Exciton Knife, 1 Levier, not Levier, Lavalvo Chain, Abyss Dweller, Rhapsody, and Berserk. And for our Ring 3s, we run 1 17, 2 Alucards, and then here's our Levier, 2 Mech Crypt Engineer, who's pretty much the big XD monster you go for. Pretty much you want to go for. At the beginning, you either go for an Alucard to pop back row, or Mech Crypt to stall. But then you, if once you get out Relinquished, you definitely want to get out Mech Crypt, so that way you can use it to protect Relinquished. So Mech Crypt is very, very good. And then 1 Zen Mains as another stall card. And that is the entire deck. It is very powerful, very good, and I really, really love Relinquished. It's my favorite card, and so I really think this deck has a chance this format. I mean, if you djinn Necros or Burning Abyss or what are they, let's say Yingzing, Stellar all those decks, they will just lose. Now for a side deck, because I don't plan on building this deck, I ended up getting rid of it. I'm not gonna build it again for a while, but I do want to have a side deck just for the fun of it. We have 1 Meteion who can get rid of not just towers, he can also get rid of our Necros. If you've been djinned, you can be another Grand, so he's very good. 2 DD codes and 2 soul releases just to get rid of our opponent's cards, so that way they can't djinn us. 1 MST, 2 spell shattering arrows, 3 prohibition. This is really good because this is considered a rogue deck. So if you're pretty much, unless you're facing a ritual deck, you just can call anything except for like djinn or 2-red. But yeah, in which case you could just call out the ritual spell cards, or you could call towers, or you could call, let's see, tool, something like that. So it can really hurt a lot of decks. This prohibition is really good for rogue decks. If you're running something that isn't considered meta, I recommend citing in prohibition. Then this deck is able to get rid of is able to play, not get rid of, it's able to play Defissure and Macro, because really, as you can get Relinquished, BIR, and djinn in your hand, you can just, if these guys are on the field, you can still Relinquish and still djinn your opponent. So that is very, very useful, and it allows for a lot more plays. If you want to, you could also run Soul Drain, but yet there aren't, besides Shadol's, well no, Burning Best Deity is effects engraved, so yeah, Soul Drain wouldn't be that bad of a card, but yet you do have your prohibitions over here to make up for what you lack. But yet, this deck can play around Defissure and Macro, so it allows a little bit more stun, a little bit more power to your deck. And then 2 Mask Restrict, those are for your Monarchs and for your Clifford matchups, so that way your opponent can't play their deck. Because hey, if you're gonna lose game 1, you might as well make game 2 as hard and as grindful as possible. So yeah, this is the deck. It is very interesting. I love this deck. I really wish I didn't get rid of it, but I ended up getting rid of it. Oh well. And it's just good. It's really nice to see us entering a ritual format, in my opinion. It's just really nice. Again, you could play Saphira. I'm just doing Relinquished, but if you want to play Saphira or Heralds, God, can't speak now. That is okay. You can play any of those decks. If you just use this card and use this guy's effect, a lot of decks just lose out this format. So it's really, really awesome to see this. Yeah. Tell me what you guys think. Is there any tech cards that you're running, or are you guys gonna build a ritual deck? Whether it be Necroth or Burning Abyss now. or anything else. Yeah, tell me if anything else you guys want to see. And yeah, thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to check out some of the videos where there will be annotations over here, and the links in the description, including the Swagbucks link that can really help make this deck a reality for you. It can help you get a lot of stuff. And this is a very budget-friendly deck. Besides, like the extra deck, all these cards are going to be very cheap. I don't think Relinquished is that expensive of a card. Yeah, thank you guys for watching. See you guys later. Bye. Hey, if you could click on the links and on the annotation to see the duel with this deck or some of my other videos, that would really help. And check out the links in the description to watch some of me and my friends' videos, and even something that could help make this deck a reality for you. See you guys later. Bye.